Today, we're going to be playing some HEX. For those of you who may not be familiar, HEX is a digital trading card game. It's probably most similar in terms of structure to Magic the Gathering. It is a game where you can purchase packs, build your decks. There's actually cool things that it does have. It actually has a campaign mode, which allows you to go through sort of a storyline and take on challenge and stuff in there, as well as in-client tournament modes. As you see, it's actually the evolving sealed is some of what we're going to be playing today, which is a fairly new addition to Hex. But yeah, we're going to just jump right in. I'm going to show you guys some gameplay right away with my already going sealed Gauntlet here. So let's jump right in. Okay, this is the deck we're playing right now. It is a Blood Diamond deck. It is here. I'll go back to the big thing. So for those of you who may have not played Hex before, you use shards to get your resources in the game. It has a resource system that's actually very similar to Magic, in which you put the shard cards, which are very similar to lands, into your deck, and you use those to play your cards. Your cards have costs that include both an actual resource cost as well as a threshold shard cost, which means that there's no like tapping of mana like there is in Magic, which actually makes the game function much more smoothly as a digital game than the basic resource rules for Magic do. So if you have something that costs, say, has a threshold cost, let's look at this card. This has a cost of 3, as we see here, and a threshold cost of 2 blood. What that means is you have to have played at least 2 blood shards before you can play this card. But once you have 2 blood shards, say you had a total of 2 blood shards, but you had 6 total shards, total resources, you could actually play 2 pain breeders in one turn because they only care about threshold, not like a total of colored mana like you would in Magic, for instance. And these are the attack and defense of these. They work more similarly to Magic than they do Hearthstone. They're a threshold that you have to reach in a particular turn to actually kill the creature, rather than a attritioning total that takes damage over time, like in a game like Hearthstone. So anyway, let's go ahead and just jump in and play a game. Boom. We'll find our opponent. Yeah, there are, and as Prototype says in the chat, there are other ways to gain thresholds other than shards. You can have, oh, actually, I had my sound turned off. Let's settings, audio. There we go. Let's go. Let me know how the volume is for you guys. All right. So one thing that's pretty cool in this is you choose a champion, and each of the champions actually has a particular ability, a champion power. My champion has a power that gives a troop, when this dies, create a phantom, put it into play. You can always click on something to see what it does. So I can use my power. When you play shards, you get charges that you can use for your champion's powers. So you always want to check out, okay, what's my opponent's deck trying to do? This guy's making spiderlings. These spiderlings are quite the annoyance. You draw 7 cards. We'll go ahead and draw first, sure. Some of the screen is cut off? Okay, let me see if I can fix it. Oh yeah, it is. All right, there we go. Opponent has mulligan to 6. All right, so here's my hand. You can always mouse over anything in your hand to get more information about it. So yeah, I have a pretty decent hand. This guy's kind of sweet. He's a early guy who is he's a cheap 4/4, which is just good stat-wise early on, and he actually works very well with my champion's power, because I can give things the ability to die and make phantoms, which can help fuel this guy. So I'm going to keep this hand. But actually, yeah, I have 1 blood. I need to find a second. Yeah, we'll keep my hand. And I think the UI and like everything is so smooth and cool in this game. It's like actually pretty beautiful. All right. So the turns are broken up into phases. There's first, as you can see on this wheel right here, and you can do things in whatever order you want. It's like first main phase, attack phase, second main phase. And there are, you can actually do things on your opponent's turn, unlike in Hearthstone, so you have to sort of pass priority back and forth during the various phases. So you can end our turn, or end our opponent's turn. Ooh, we drew a 1-drop, so we're going to go ahead and play our Diamond Shard. As we see here, this guy, this is the threshold cost. This is the actual resource cost. So we're going to go ahead and play our Diamond Shard, because this is a diamond threshold. So we'll play our Diamond Shard. And now we have our one diamond resource and the diamond threshold, and we'll play this guy. So now I have this guy in play, and this guy is a 2 attack, 1 defense.
Goody.
And he has a special ability, Prophecy, which is actually a really cool mechanic. It affects cards that are remaining in your deck. So this says you can pay 3 to give the next troop in your deck one of the following at random, which is a variety of abilities. So that's one of the, like, obviously something that a physical game couldn't do, which is actually modify future cards in your deck, which is pretty sweet. All right, and our opponent played this guy. Oh, it's an artifact. So it's a basic action. Basic action means that you can only use it on your turn. And then target troop you control gets +2/+2 this turn. Okay, so that's pretty powerful. But it's a artifact, so it can't actually block my guy. Hex uses a combat system that involves attacking and blocking, as opposed to just sort of direct attacking. So, say my opponent did play. Well, I guess I can get to that when I'm actually more at that point. But you just attack your opponent as their champion, generally speaking, and they can choose if they want to block with their creatures. So it's a let me see here. It's just pretty simple. You just click your guy, attack, and it has this cool graphic showing where that you're attacking your opponent. Boom, get him. And pass through the phases. All right, and so now it's my second main phase. You can choose to attack or play things before or after combat, so you don't necessarily have to give information away. That's kind of important because of the fact that there are quick actions, which are things that you can do at various points during the turn. So we're going to go ahead and play this guy, our Emperor's Lackey. And that I also really like the fact that there's, the sound effects for things. It feels much more alive than, say, Magic Online, for instance. And end our turn. They tap. This is actually BPAF. This is actually something that kind of tilts me. The fact that they turn left rather than right. I'm so used to tapping all my things right or exhausting them in other games. It is called exhaust in HEX to represent that the thing has been used for the turn. And now we see our opponent played a third resource and thus got a third charge, allowing him to use his champion ability, which creates 3 spiderling eggs and puts them into my deck. And now these are cards that go into my deck, which if I draw them, create a spiderling for my opponent. So these are actually super, super annoying. I've gotten killed by spiderlings so many times. All right, so this guy. So this is a 2/2 that when it deals damage to an opposing champion, create 3 spiderling eggs and put them into their champion's deck. Another super annoying guy. This also shows off the socketing mechanic. Socketing is something in HEX that allows you to actually customize your cards themselves. Like, you can obviously customize your deck in a collectible card game, but this actually allows you to modify the characteristics of particular cards that have socketable abilities, which is pretty cool. It's like, okay, well, this guy, he has an ability that triggers when he deals damage, so my opponent has chosen to give him a socket that gives him flight, which obviously makes him more difficult to block because only other troops with flight can block it, as you see in the reminder text there. So we'll resolve that. Yeah, going to someone's saying I'm going to run out of time. It is worth noting that you have a kind of a chess clock for this game, so definitely need to be aware of that and not necessarily take a million minutes per turn here. So now I can play this, and now I have the ability to use my champion power, which I'm going to do. I'm going to put it on him. Except, so if my opponent blocks this with this, I will now get the ability, when it dies, I make a phantom. Alright, so I'm going to pass priority and attack him with both my guys. And okay, so we've damaged our opponent. He didn't block, so we hit him down to 15. And now we're gonna play this guy, who is a 2/1 with flight that actually drains my opponent for 2 life when I play it. So also makes a sweet buzzing sound. Buzz, buzz, buzz. And then end my turn. Alright, so now my opponent is using his Root Forge Regalia to give his guy +2/+2. So we can respond. This is sort of how the timing system works. The timing system is very similar to Magic if you're familiar with Magic. So I could, for instance, play something that deals 2 damage to my opponent's Eyeblight Stalker and thus kill it right now. So we're going to resolve that. Now it's a 4/4. So this did cost my opponent 2 of his resources for the turn, though. So now he's attacking me. And if this does hit me, he's going to get 3 Spiderling eggs. But if I block, then this guy's going to die. So I'm going to let him get his eggs, I think. I think I'm just going to take this damage. So I could choose to block, but my guy would die. And again, it's worth noting that the damage in this is only for the duration of a turn. Ooh, uh-oh. So this guy, at the end of a turn, if a player has been damaged, it creates an egg and puts it in their deck. So my opponent's putting a lot of eggs in my deck. So he's going to start getting some eggs very soon, I think. No spider, no spider, no spider! Yes! Ooh, and that was actually a good draw, too. So we drew a second Diamond Shard. Right now we didn't have 2 diamonds, so we couldn't actually play our Spirit Eagle, because it has, as you see here, the threshold of 2 diamonds. So we can play our diamond. And now, I'm going to go ahead and attack with my guys. So we're going to attack with all of them. So now, my opponent can choose to block. This guy is currently, he's getting -1/-1 every turn, but I can sack a guy at any time to revert him, which means that he just is basically it silences him from a Hearthstone perspective. It removes all status effects and returns him to his original state. So he's choosing to block this guy, which I'm fine with. I'm just going to let these guys trade. You see all the sort of animation things showing this guy is blocking this. That's why there's the line to him. I could choose to play another effect, like I could, if I wanted to, pump my guy. I don't have any effects like that. So I'm just going to let combat damage happen. So we can do 4 to him. This guy's going to die. This guy's going to die. And because my guy died, I get a Phantom. And then I could play, I'm going to play this Spirit Eagle, I think. So this is a 3/2 with flight. Whenever it attacks, it exhausts a opposing troop without flight. So I'm going to play that. And end turn. Alright, so Cyclone Shaman. This guy is a 2/4 with flight. Prophecy when it enters play. The next troop in your deck gains when this enters play to put target action with cost equal to or less than this troop's cost from your crypt into your hand. So he doesn't actually have any actions in his crypt. Crypt is things that you've played or that have just gone to your crypt throughout the game. It's basically a magic graveyard. So he can regrow something. More importantly, though, he actually just has a 2/4 flight, which actually is kind of difficult for my current board to get through. Though, thankfully, I actually have the ability to revert this guy to a 4/4 to potentially get through his bigger guy. I need to be aware of my time. I'm actually running kind of low because I'm explaining everything as I'm going. Oh god, my foot's asleep. Oh no, what have I done? Alright, so end turn. Let me see, this guy is down to just a 1/1 now. By the way, this card in my hand is totally busted. This is like the most powerful card in my deck by miles. It has, whenever it's in my hand and or any troop dies, it gets +1/+1. And then it has 2 sockets, which I made when it enters play. It gives a troop minus attack equals its attack, and it also has life drain in all zones, which is whenever it does damage, you gain that much health. So this guy's kind of busted. So I'm actually just going to play this. And I can just attack with my Lackey if I want, and then sacrifice. I'm actually going to play this guy first and bring back this. So this guy has an ability that I can bring something from a crypt back to my hand, which I can actually bring this back to my hand because it only and replay it this turn because it costs 1. So accept. I want to use it. Accept on my guy. Actually, do I want his guy? Oh, his guy's better for me. I can start getting spiders. No, this guy's actually probably better. Yeah, I'll take this guy. Okay.
Oh, goody.
I'm going to get to the donations and such after the game here. So now I get to go ahead and attack him. And he has, both his guys have flight. So my Spirit Eagle's trigger when it attacks is not going to be useful. But I can attack with this guy. He's only 1-1 right now, but I can sacrifice another troop to revert him to 4-4. So if he blocks, I can just kill his guy. I could like attack with multiple guys, but he's actually kind of low. If I attack with like all of these, he could block here. No, I'm just going to attack with this. This guy's fine. Alright, so I'm actually going to use this guy, sacrifice him to revert. So I'm going to sacrifice, I think, just my 2-2 ground guy, because he doesn't have any more relevant abilities. I think I'd rather have my flyers. Yeah. Except, so he dies. Now this guy becomes a 4-4. He goes down to 5. And end turn. Alright, so my opponent's at 5 life. You see, these up here. I have two charges toward my ability to use my champion power too, which is very powerful with this guy because I can potentially sack a guy then sack it again. Also, my ghast is getting fairly huge. Alright, so this is another artifact. When it enters play, gain a diamond and a charge. So this gives him a threshold, another threshold, and a charge. So, boop. This guy's got a lot of artifacts over here. They're not really doing too much to his ability to defend himself. Alright, he's using his power. We haven't actually drawn a single spider here. So, resolve his ability. Alright, so he's using his infusion device to shrink one of my guys. Which one? Okay, so my Natmare is now a 0-1. Prime sacrifice fodder for my Emperor. Well, Emperor's lackey. And then he's playing a Brawler. It is a 0-2 with Rage 1. This gives it plus attack every time it attacks, so it can keep growing. Alright, resolve that. Alright. So now he actually has no cards in hand, so I feel like we're in a great spot here. Do I actually have lethal? I don't think I do. If I attack with everything and tap this, he can block this here, and take 3. I guess I could actually just Gallows Gas this guy. Ooh, Festering Decay. Alright, do I actually have lethal with Festering Decay? If I Fester this, because there's no cards. So this is a spell, it's an action. When you play it, if they void a troop in your crypt. Do I actually have any? I do. Okay. Void is basically removed from the game. So you can actually use your crypt as a resource. Some of the cards, as you see, my Neophyte Awakener brought one back from there, and this can use some of your dead guys to fuel your spell. So if I Festering Decay his Stalker and attack and tap this, he only has 1 blocker. I think he's dead. Yeah, he's dead. Okay, so we Festering Decay his guy. He has no cards, so there's nothing he can do here. This guy's gonna die. We can even use this, boom, on this guy, haha. Get another Phantom. So we're gonna attack, our Spirit Eagle will tap this guy, exhaust this guy. It's hard to use appropriate game terminology when you've played Magic for 20 years. Everything's what it is in Magic. We'll exhaust this troop without flight. And he can block this guy, but This guy's the biggest damage. Either one of these, he still just takes enough damage to die. Boom! And we win. Alright, so... And you can see your record here. I'm actually up in the top right here. I have 3 wins and 2 losses so far. So you keep playing in these gauntlets until you either win 5 matches, as you see up here, or lose 3. I wanna go and show a little bit of the campaign, because I had some people asking to check out the campaign. So we're gonna jump in here and just take a look at this. Here's Shiro. Shiro is a Coyotal warrior. So we're gonna go into our campaign with Shiro. So this is just the like single player PvE section of the game that you can go through and do like quest oriented stuff. Here's me. I actually only like finished like basically the very beginning of the campaign. So you can like move around the map. Go to the Road of Oaks. And you know, there's like little storyline stuff that's kind of cool. You're a ghoul? No, not a ghoul, a ghoul. No, I can't afford it. I don't want you to charge me. So yeah, you can go to the rebuild your campaign deck in here. I know. Can I just make mono wild? Let's just make a mono wild deck so I can play that guy. Oops. Get out of here, Diamond Shard. Okay, good. Here, let's only look at wild. Oop. Don't want to see artifacts, shardless. I just want to see wild. Alright, there we go. Get more wild cards in my deck I want to get rid of. That's probably true. This guy seems kind of bad. This is okay. This is probably kind of bad. So I don't actually know like exactly the sort of things that I'm gonna be playing against. Play a random wild shard for back. Ooh, it's kind of like a wild growth. Alright, we'll ramp up to giant monsters. I like it. What is this? Ooh, a fight card. Cool. Put that in my deck. Wrathwood Archer is good too for ramp, which is that one. Here we'll search. Oh, Wrathwood Larcher. I was like, Archer? Ooh, sounds like something I'd like to do. Play big guys. Alright, there we go. Oh, this guy's kind of sweet. Do I have any... How many... This guy's an elf. Sure, I'll put these guys in the deck. Take these out. Here, elf. Oh, this is like another mana ramp elf. Eh. Here, we got a deck. Mono Wild. Let's try it. Let's go back to the campaign and march on. A massed army blocks the way. Alright, masked army. Multiple sightings. You must not pass. You are a necromancer, or else you're careless. You will not be permitted access. Alright. Wait. Oh, I thought I was gonna fight them. They're just throwing me out. Alright, well I guess I'm going here. Two-headed bird that squawks angrily. This beast will play troops that have untamed. Oh, I have to keep taming things, right? Create a Shika twice. Alright, well, I have a lot of mana. I'll keep. Oh man, I can ramp so much. And use my taming sphere. Where am I streaming from? I'm still streaming from my home. I'm just in a different room. I'm in the living room because I was having some allergy issues the other day in my office and thought that, you know, there may be allergens that I needed to deal with there. Okay. You get a free mulligan in PB? Oh, I didn't know that. We're just ramping. We can just tame that next turn. Boom. Boom. Taming sphere. Boom. Tame. Oh, killed my poor howling brave. All I wanted to do was howl, man. That's all I wanted to do was do some howling. Alright, well, I'm gonna have to tame you. So this is like the sort of, you know, a lot of the PvE campaign type stuff. There are sort of various challenges. These are obviously fairly straightforward and easy because it is the sort of beginning of the campaign mode. So just go through and you earn stuff by playing and completing the challenges. But I'm just gonna play a giant tree, buffalo. I have a tree. Oh, he's a trained tree. It's one of my PvE abilities. We have an elf, so this guy would give us a shard, which would leave us with 4 left over. So we can play this into this. We can also just tame something. We're just gonna go beatdowns. Getcha. Oh yeah. Take that, AI. Oh man, I'm just wrecking the AI. I have a fancy new hat in my mail. Ooh. I'll go check it out. Which is this guy? Prophesized. The one who was promised. So I can take one of these and just stack with everything. And there's no good blocks. Boop. Tame you. What is my account name? My account name is just Kibler, so pretty straightforward. Okay. You killed my guy. Alright, well, I'm gonna kill you with my battle ability. Get wrecked. And there's, you know, just a quick look at the campaign. I'm gonna go check my mail because I apparently have a great hat. I don't know. I like my hair. I don't know if I want to cover my hair with a hat. There's my rewards.